What's up, Uni?
Man, what's up, man? Don't be what's up and uni me like that. Come on, man. What's happening?
Hey.
Hi. What's up, Uni? Yeah. Where's the energy at? God.
It's here. It's
act
gonna
like you
take
excited to see a nigga.
2
God damn.
seconds, okay?
God.
But I'm always excited to see you
No,
and
you're
your
not.
coffee.
You didn't act like it just then.
You
didn't
and
act like
your
it.
coffee
Yeah, I
that
had
you
to
don't
get
never get me.
I had to get my coffee.
How come you didn't give me a coffee?
Well, you wasn't over here.
I don't have to be over there.
What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mail it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure that I mail you some coffee.
There is a such thing called DoorDash or Uber.
They'll DoorDash some coffee?
Duncan?
Really?
You know that.
It's gonna show up cold?
No, it won't.
It won't? Oh, okay.
No.
Well.
So just make sure that, next time you think about your coffee, you think about me too. Like he might want some coffee. Oh, I'll be like, somebody done gave me some coffee.
All right.
Or
And
whatever.
the times that you're over here, I don't have to get you no coffee.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. No,
Cool.
wait. Did I
No, it's already said. Go ahead, start the episode.
I think about it. Wait. What
Start
did
the
I
episode.
say?
Start the episode.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Of course, if you are listening, thank you so much. But if you are watching, make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know how we do.
Please hit the subscribe.
We have to have you subscribe because you want to hear what we going to talk about next, baby. You know you do. You are family. So we going to give you that couple seconds.
Hey, we got a family now, huh?
We got a family.
We got a family. And I want to give a special shout out to everybody who's been reaching out, letting us know that they appreciate what we're doing and they're like, and all of that really matters. We have some haters too.
Oh, gosh.
And y'all are welcome as well. Y'all can continue to, hate, but for those that's showing us the love, we really want to let you know that we appreciate y'all for real.
You are very appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But now that you all have subscribed, we done, talk to you a little bit. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. And I think that this episode is an episode that many people will find interesting because whether we know it or not, mental health issues play a role in everyday life, right?
Mental health, yes, it do.
Even if it's not directly you, but what about if you having mental health issues and you in a relationship, you know what I mean? Or you have a friend who's having mental health issues, or even your teen, because that's been common here lately. Our teens might be going through something at school. They may be being bullied or something like that. Friendships, it just all depends. Life is a whirlwind. We go through ups and downs, and especially in a relationship, connection, marriage, dating, what have you. But let's go ahead and get on into it. So, Uni.
What's up?
Mental health in a relationship, like, how do you feel about this? How you feel about it? Yeah.
I mean, when I think of mental health, there's so many levels on it. Of course, we have professionals that can really break down the science, and even they don't know the full scope of the brain and how it operates. And we're not trying to come on here like we're specialists in this field. But one thing that all of us are specialized in, and that is interacting with other people, feeling their energy, and feeling when something is wrong, when something isn't right with their thoughts or their emotions. Because in my opinion, Keish, and I'm just going to keep it 100, in my opinion, we all have mental health issues.
Correct.
This entire society has mental health issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just, it's different levels.
Yeah.
Some mental health issues can really disrupt your everyday life, your living, to where you can't even be in society. You have to kind of segregate yourself from other people. Correct. And then there's others that it's normal because somebody have the same, there's so many people with the same issue, it
Mm.
becomes the norm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It becomes a norm. When you think about what we do as a society
Right.
and some of the stuff we do regularly, daily, we can say that, you know, we have some issues.
Yes.
Like, why are we doing these things?
Yeah.
You know, like for instance, as human beings, we see the homeless.
Yes.
We see the homeless laying on the ground.
Yep.
Regardless on what choices they made in life to be in the position they're in, that's still a human being.
Correct.
That is living outside. That's probably hungry, probably needs a bath, you know,
Right.
probably needs some water, some help.
Yeah.
And what do we do as human beings? We see it because it's the norm and we keep it moving.
Yeah. But
to me, don't you think that's a mental health issue that we deal with?
Yeah, it's a mental health issue. But what happens when everything is fine, right? And something triggers like a response out of that person that you with, and you notice like it's just they're different. You know what I mean? Like, let's say anxiety, let's say depression. Something might happen that's just so traumatic in their life that their everything just begins to change in their mind. They begin to like shelter themselves. They begin to lock themselves in rooms. They begin to do all kind of things that they normally wouldn't do. Like, how do we handle that? Like, how would you handle that?
Well, me personally, I like to talk. You know that. I like to talk. And I would definitely try to get that person professional help. You know, and not all of us have the ability to do that.
Correct.
You know, we don't have access to the resources. And some of us don't even pay enough attention to each other to even recognize what you're talking about.
Oh, that's so good. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that because that's an important part. If you can't recognize that the other person that you with is going through something, that is a problem in itself. My God. I couldn't even imagine. Well, I'm not even going to say I couldn't imagine because I've been there. Been there. Y'all know, like my relationships ain't been the best, okay?
They ain't been the best.
They ain't been the best, okay? But, you know, myself, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, I have had like some anxiety. I've had some depression, some dark moments in my life. And I was with somebody and they didn't even recognize it. If they recognized it, they didn't care. And, you know, I think that when you're in a relationship and somebody's going through something and you just don't care, that it makes it 10 times worse. Because not only are you in a dark moment, not only are you you seeking help indirectly, but that other person just doesn't have the gumption enough to just say, hey, let's talk about this, or what can I do to help? You know what I mean?
Right.
So communicating and recognizing it is a big part.
It's big. It's big. And you know, we're not trained in that field to recognize somebody that's dealing with a serious mental health issue. You know, like like when people speak about bipolar, and I hear people say it, like in a jokingly manner, like, I'm bipolar.
Right.
Like they play it off.
Right.
But I've seen personally firsthand what they call bipolar. And that's just what they call it. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm not a specialist in that field, I do know that something is most definitely wrong. And when they don't even know how to fix it, you know,
Correct.
because there's medications that will I guess, prevent them from hurting themselves or hurting someone else.
Right.
But it doesn't solve the problem.
Correct.
It just it makes them feel like a vegetable, if you will. It just shuts
Mm-hmm.
them down. So they got
Zombie mode.
medications that will just shut them down, so they're not like they was when they had one of
Episodes, right.
their episodes. And so, to me, we're all walking around without the answers to this.
Yeah.
They might sit there and say, oh, well, we have an idea where it comes from, or they might have their theories, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe it might have been the wrong drug that they took, or I was speaking to this one lady the other day, and she said that bipolar normally hits the males between the ages of 22 and 25. I don't know how true that
Mm-hmm.
is,
Right.
but that's something that she had mentioned. And so, to me, if I see that somebody is has a mental health issue,
Mm-hmm.
and it don't have to be something extreme like schizophrenia or bipolarism or whatever name you want to put there. It
Yeah.
could be an emotional issue, which is also a mental health issue. If you caught
Right.
up, like if your emotions is all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
and you're always thinking that somebody is out to get you, or somebody is, those are mental health issues, like narcissists.
Oh,
To me, that's a mental health issue. you
yeah.
know, and I think, because when we speak about mental health, it's such a broad subject.
Right.
Mental health can be anything that has. We all have a mental health level.
Yeah.
Like, how are you mentally?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's saying. Your mental health. How are you mentally? How do you think? What is your thought process? If your
Right.
philosophy is completely messed up, and this is just my opinion, because I'm not a specialist, and I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
repeat that because I don't want people over here saying, "What they over there trying to talk about something they don't know nothing about?" No, I'm not a specialist.
Right.
I'm not somebody that deals with mental health patients. But when I think of mental health, I think of a person's thoughts, how they're thinking, how
Yeah.
their brain is working, you know, and if it's something that's preventing them from doing something, or if it's something that's helping them do something. There's some people out here with great mental health.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's some people
Absolutely.
out here with some poor mental health. But we all have mental health, and we all have issues, because nobody is walking around perfect. Period.
Yeah. Say it again. We
Nobody
definitely
is
not
walking around
walking around
perfect.
perfect.
No,
Exactly.
especially me.
Exactly.
Especially me.
Look at you fessing up
What?
or whatever. Go
Well, I
ahead,
mean,
drink some more of that
I gotta
truth
fess up
juice.
sometimes. Sometimes
Drink
I
some
gotta
more of
fess
that
up.
truth juice. Is that what's in
Is that what this is? Nah, this is keep me awake juice. That's what this is. This is
Keep you
get this
awake, juice.
business done. That's what this is.
Oh Lord, have
I would
mercy.
be in the bed right now, Keisha. You know how early it is in the morning, man? Look, we
I
don't got to say the
know.
time, but you know how early it is in the morning?
I know. You see me
Okay.
just look down, like I know.
Mhm.
I wish I could be in the bed right now, but thank goodness I can roll over, wash my face, and brush my teeth, take a shower, and not put on no makeup. Okay, and
Man,
start the day.
ain't that the truth? You know what I'm saying? I don't put on no makeup either. I can
I would
roll over.
hope not.
I can roll over sometimes.
And wipe the drool off your face.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There we
I'm
go.
petty. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you are petty.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
you did speak about you dealt with it in your relationships before,
Mhm.
and you were speaking about your own personal self,
Correct.
and so at the time that you was going through that,
Mhm.
did you know at that particular time that it was you, or was you blaming your partner for the issues that was happening within the relationship at that particular time while
I
it was
think
happening?
I think that when that was happening, I definitely was blaming him.
Mhm.
But my job has something called EAP. So I was able to get like some therapy, like to
Mm-hmm.
help me through it when I recognized it. But I definitely was blaming. And when you have mental health issues, you definitely want to put the blame off on somebody else so it won't be off on you. But
Right.
in that moment, after I was able to talk about it, when I realized what it was, because I had some severe depression. I was very, very depressed. And I was at the point where I was like, just fuck everything. You know what I mean? Excuse my language, but I just, I was there. And a lot of it did stem from the relationship I was in because I was being abused mentally and emotionally. And I just kind of threw my hands up and
You surrendered to it.
I did. I did. And
Mm.
it was one of the darkest moments I've been in, like, since I've been on this earth.
Mm.
And it didn't feel good. I really didn't know what to do about it. And it's embarrassing. To me, I was embarrassed to talk about it. So like I could go to work and function the way I needed to function. And then when I got
Mm.
back home, I was right back behind closed doors. Like I wasn't talking to anybody. I
Mm.
wasn't doing any of that.
Mm.
And I believe that he knew something was wrong with me, but he had like some kind of control over me where it was just like he didn't care, but he cared, if that makes sense. I felt like
Mm.
he cared, but he didn't care.
Mm.
And
Okay.
it
So
was
was he was able to recognize that you was going through something, and but and you felt like he cared because of the way he was acting while you was going through something, or was it?
I think it was just because we had been together for over a year.
Uh-huh.
And it was just like he said he cared, but in his actions he didn't care. So I
Okay.
was going by what he said,
Okay.
basically. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? And I was man, I'm gonna say I was depressed for probably about, I want to say up to about 6 months.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it was a long time. Like I wouldn't answer the phone. I wouldn't do nothing. Like I wasn't talking to nobody. And I think my kids suffer from that a little bit too. Because the way I am, like I love my kids to death. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the
For sure.
relationship that and I, excuse me guys if I get emotional, but the way that I handle my kids, like we really close. And for
Right.
me to just go in my room and like just shut everybody out, I was shutting them out too. And
Mm.
they the ones who kind of brought me out of it. Like they would come in and check on me and, you
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
Mom, you okay? You need anything? You know? And I had to snap back out of it and realize that, hey, you got two people in there that really need you. Like whatever you're going through, it's not bigger than what you got with them. So that kind of helped me come out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, mental health, boy, it'll tear you up. It'll tear you up. And you got to learn how to get a handle on it, you know, and even with the therapy that I was going to, that kind of helped me out of it as well. But yeah, and that relationship was never really a relationship. We just called it that. And I see
Right.
that now. You know what I mean? So yeah, excuse me, y'all. Y'all know I get all vulnerable on here or whatever.
It's okay. This is Talk to Me Truthfully, man. And I think that's what people are going to appreciate. Like, we're not just on here, just, I guess, trying to entertain y'all.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
really talking about some stuff that's really hard to talk about.
Yeah.
And I know, like, for me, um, I have my issues
Mm-hmm.
because of past actions that's happened against me,
Right.
as and I think my mother played a big part in it. Like my
Mm-hmm.
mother not being there. Like,
Right.
um, we hear all the time that there's children without their fathers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but for a child to be without their mother,
Mm-hmm.
like that was my life.
Yeah.
And so it created a mental issue with me pertaining to women. You know, it was hard for me to trust women
Right.
because of that. I'm like, if my mother would ghost and be gone and act as if I don't even exist, what are you going to do? Like, this
Right.
woman carried me for 9 months,
Right.
birthed me, and
Yeah.
this is what she did to me. So I just met you. What you
Right.
going to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so when I was, coming of age and becoming a man, going from, the childhood to a young man to an adult,
Mhm.
those were issues that I had to battle.
Oh, yeah.
And the people around me at that time, while I was going through those issues, suffered because of that. The mother of my kids, like she suffered because of my mental health and dealing with women. I didn't know how to deal with a woman or handle a woman or respect a woman properly or show her. Now, I didn't do nothing crazy. I wasn't abusive or nothing like that, but I didn't, I couldn't love a woman the way a woman was supposed to be loved.
Right.
In a
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
And, I commend her for actually going through that. Now that I'm older and I can see what she put up with during those years, I commend her for that. But that's something that, when you're going through it, you might not know that this is what it is.
Right.
And that was a mental health issue for me. You know what I mean? That I had. And I don't think either one of us was walking around knowing that.
Right.
Like, or acknowledging it or recognizing it. You know what I mean? And so it's like when we're doing something and we're not able to recognize what we're doing, can we be faulted for that?
No. That's with anything. If we don't know, then how are we supposed to fix it? How are we supposed to be okay or seek help if we don't know or realize that's what it is? I think that recognizing it in ourselves, asking ourselves, I wonder if maybe something might be wrong. You know what I mean? Like just saying, is this right? The way I'm acting, is this right? Is this normal?
Right.
But even in today's society, what's the new norm? There's a
What's
new norm
the new
out
norm?
here.
Oh my God. The norm.
The norm.
Oh my God. Like
that could be a broad range of anything. There is no normal. There is no normal. So that's one of the things that people fail to realize. Like, you want to be normal, but there is no real normal.
What is normal?
Exactly. So we walk around and we think that everything is okay. That's it. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. But then when you get to that breaking point, it's like, no, I'm not. I can't deal with it. Like, I can't take it anymore. Like what you were saying, Uni, with your past relationship with your children's mother, like, how did you recognize now what it was that you was doing then? Like, how did that come about that you kind of felt like, hey, this might play a part in why I may have acted the way I did in my past relationships versus now?
Self-awareness.
Okay.
I had to spend time with myself. I had to dig really deep within myself. Like, you said it before in one of the previous episodes where you was talking about assessing yourself, like I had to do that. Like, I had to assess myself. I had to face my fears, those demons, if you will. Like I had to go through a pain.
Ooh.
I had to go through a pain. I had to go through all of that to get to the point of realizing just what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came down to it, it was me. I
Oh,
was the
wow.
one standing there. I
Yeah.
was the issue. I was the problem. Now, I'm not saying that other people in my life didn't have their issues and their problems, but all of that, I guess, all of that pain that I was going through, those thoughts, the turmoil, that energy was being created by me. I was
Mm.
creating that myself, all up here,
Yeah. Yeah.
all up here. And then once I realized that, I was able to, just go back. Just like, why am I doing this to myself?
Mm-hmm.
What is causing me to do this? Like, nobody has taught me to do this to myself. This
Right.
can't be a natural thing that I'm doing to myself. So
Mm.
why am I doing this to myself?
Right.
And then I just thought about like my past. I thought
Yeah.
about everybody in my life,
Yeah.
and it went right back to the absence of my mother.
Right.
My
Yeah.
father is such a great man
Mm.
that he was able to plant seeds, certain seeds in my mind that later on, came to fruition. Like they just created this food of thoughts that kind of guided me down a path that kind of evolved me in a healthy mental health space.
Right.
I don't know if he knew ahead of time that
Right.
her absence might affect me later, or
Mm.
if that was just that divine energy in him
Right.
to put those things in me, to install those certain pieces that I need to keep me together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people in that same situation that's missing a particular parent, whether it's the mother or the father, they can kind of go off
Yeah.
and become something that they wasn't even supposed to become, all because of that absence.
Right.
And it takes two to create. It also takes two to nurture.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I was lacking was that nurture. Like, I was not saying my father didn't give it, because he
Mm-hmm.
showed his love, but a man isn't going to show their love the same way a woman shows their love to a child.
Right.
My father showed his love by providing for me, by loving me, by
Right.
making sure I was protected. He had a roof over my head, clothes on
Mm-hmm.
my back,
Yeah.
and that's what men do. He
Yeah.
protected me. He protected my siblings. He protected all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, what, 21, 22 with 3 kids
Oh, wow.
on his own?
Wow.
Now, think
Wow.
about what you was doing at 21, 22. If you're out there right now watching this and you're 21, 22, think about what you're doing right now.
Wow.
My father was with 3 kids, solo.
Oh my God.
So,
Wow.
so when you think about that type of person, that type of man that's capable of doing that, and then seeing what I've become, what my sister become, what my brothers become,
Mm.
because of this man, without
Wow.
that mother there, all you can do is, salute. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
He has to be a strong man. And to have 3 children and 21, 22 actually raise y'all the right way, excuse me, is amazing. That says so much about your dad. And I love your dad. He's so sweet. I love him.
Yeah.
And we we want him on the podcast one day.
Man, yeah, I mean,
Um,
I talked to him about it.
I
I
mean,
don't know if he
if
gonna
you
do it, but
watching this,
uh,
we would
yeah, he
love
probably gonna
to,
check it out. You know, he
pick your
watching it.
brain a little bit on the podcast. But that's I love hearing that, but I also understand too, what you were saying. Like I've not been through what you experienced, and as far as your mother and everything like that. But would you say in your relationships now, are you do you not are you do you look for the nourishment in a woman now because you realize or you recognize that's what you were missing then?
That's exactly what it is for me now. Like, the women that has gotten me in the past up to this point are the women that give off a motherly type energy
Okay.
because of the lack of that energy. Now, don't get me wrong, my
Mm,
grandmother was there. She showed that motherly love. I had my aunt that has passed, rest her soul. She showed me that love.
mm-hmm.
But I wasn't around them on a regular basis. Like I
Gotcha.
remember visiting, I remember, seeing them and might have stayed with them for a little while, but
Mm-hmm.
the majority of the time I was with my father. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And and so now when a woman has that energy, like when I see a woman and how she's taking care of her children, when I see her loving on her children and having a relationship with her children, sacrificing her entire life for her children, I am so attracted to that
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have that from my mother. So when I see a woman doing that, it automatically attracts me to her.
Right.
And then if she's able to provide that type of energy to me,
Mm-hmm.
but in a way that it's not like I'm not a baby, of course,
Right.
but
Right.
there's an energy that comes from a woman that can only come from a woman.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? That no man can replicate that energy.
Yeah.
Only a woman can give that off. And it's a special energy that I believe every child needs. I believe every human being needs that energy.
Right.
And without that, I feel like you become unbalanced.
Hmm.
You become unbalanced. And I believe I was walking around unbalanced because of it. And so when a woman comes into my life and she balances my energy with that nurturing energy,
Right.
I'm all in. And
Wow.
some women just don't have that. And so it just becomes like, yeah, you cool to be around, but this ain't really
Right.
what
Right.
I need,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And
Yeah.
I could put my pride to the side and say that that's something that I personally not only need, but want in my life. I
Mm.
want a woman that could transfer to me nurturing motherly energy so I can
Okay.
feel it
Okay.
because I actually love the way it feels. It's a great
My
energy
God.
to have in your life, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Wow. And I think that when I think mental health starts early because our brain develops, you know, when we're in the womb, right? So when we come out and we are raised in an environment, let's just say if our parents wasn't around or if we're being verbally abused when we're younger, like always yelled at and always scorned and always something like that, or if we are being emotionally abused even as 3, 4, 5, 6, and it just continues up until our teens, So it starts early. And I think it plays a part in how we are as individuals when we get older. Right?
It does. It most definitely does.
So even with, like you said, when you brought up the narcissist, a narcissist, from the time that they're younger to the time that they grow up, they have been, it's like almost conditioned in a way. And they continue to cycle as they get older. So he might, let's say if it's a man, he may not have received what he needed to receive in the household from just anybody. You know, he might have grew up doing stuff on his own, or he may have needed a different woman around, like now, to fulfill what he was missing before.
Right.
It's just all different. And if we don't start to recognize it early, it can be a lifelong thing. You know? And just like you said, self-awareness, you was able to realize what it was, and that you looked in the mirror basically and you realized it was you, and you found out what it was. So now it doesn't affect, correct me if I'm wrong, like a connection or a relationship that you may have had.
I could prevent it from affecting it in a negative way.
There you go.
It affects it, but it won't affect it in a negative way because I've identified what it is. I know what it is, and I know how to, I guess, handle it, if you will, if that's for lack of a better word. And so, but it plays its part. Like, because even to this day, if I'm not getting the proper amount of attention from a woman,
what you do? Throw a fit?
Yeah, not necessarily a fit.
He said yeah.
not a fit, but I get to what do I do?
You pout?
I don't pout. It's just
he don't even know. He don't want to say
I don't know what I do. Because it might be throw a fit and pout. You might be absolutely right. I just don't want to say that because there's got to be something else we could say besides besides throwing a fit or pouting. You know what I'm saying?
That is hilarious.
But yeah, I think because of the lack thereof, I guess I require more attention from a woman than probably the average man.
That makes sense.
And yeah, when I don't get it, I'm not too happy about that. I'm like, you know, like
you start using manipulation tactics.
She's not. I don't know if I don't think she's the one. She's not.
Oh
the
wow,
one
that like
nah,
that.
Let me tell you why.
Wow.
Look, yeah, let me tell you why. Because the one for me is going to be that one that shows that energy. Like she's going to be, because that's just her personality. That's just how she is.
Right.
And so that's something she's going to do naturally.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not forced.
Yeah.
And so because that's what I actually need or require, or what's going to keep me balanced, that's why I would say she's not the one for me. Like, I need that one that gives that naturally. Okay. Not the one that has to remember, oh, wait, did I say something to him today? Or
oh, wow.
Did I go give him a hug?
You know, it's sad to say, but it's really is relationships out there like that.
Did I say I love you today? But you know what I mean?
Wow.
Like you got alarms in your phone set to say, make sure you send a text to say, hey, how you doing?
Make sure you call Uni today.
Yeah, call Uni today. It's like 2:00. You ain't said nothing to him. Like, oh my God, what is he over there thinking?
Right. And by that time, y'all, Uni done been like, yeah, she ain't the one for me. I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna go ahead and bail out.
Yeah, let me go ahead and set her free.
Yeah, you can go ahead and go.
Like, look, I had this conversation with myself. Nah, it ain't that bad. Hey, y'all, it's not that bad.
Yes, it is. He just said
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not that bad. You know what I mean? But it does,
Yeah, but you also
all
don't want to
jokes
have
aside.
you also don't want to have no conversation with her like, hey, what's up? Like, was you thinking about me today? Are we going to talk today? Like, you don't want to give her no, you know what I mean? Like coerce her into doing it.
Yeah, I don't because I want to know, I got to know that she's doing this naturally, not because I'm asking her to do this. You see what I'm saying? Because like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're telling them everything that you want, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, don't
and
do
they
that
start
because
doing,
you tell somebody everything you want, and that's what the narcissist be looking for. He wants you to tell him what you want,
so he can provide it to keep control over you and all that.
Yeah, so he can do it like he's like the one, this one. So don't do it. Don't tell him exactly what you want. Let them figure it out. But also, you also want to know that they're actually going to do that because that's what they want to do, not because you're telling them.
And another thing too, like me, I know that when a person is doing something that's not really in their heart to do, they're just doing it because the other person asked them to do it.
Right.
Eventually, that's going to get old for them because that they're not naturally doing it. Like it's going to change eventually. It's not going to last forever. It's going to be a temporary fix until
like
that
sending
person.
Good morning texts.
Yeah, like a good morning text.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I know why you brought that up. Okay. I know why you brought that up. All right. I'm not
that was
I'm not gonna
simple. It was
I'm not listen.
But I'm just saying it's
if
simple
a person
thing.
misses a good morning text in the morning, don't shoot them in the head. Okay? It can still be a good morning. God. And so, good morning, by the way.
Right. Good morning.
And so, yeah, good morning. So, my thing is, when a person has everything that this person needs because they told them, and so now they have like a memory of it, like they have a log, like okay, boom, 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 boom. Eventually, that's too much on a person.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a person naturally have these things and then we grow from there than a person that doesn't have any of these things. And now I got to
teach you basically.
Like this is what's going to keep me happy. This is what's going, you know what I mean? And that's why I would say maybe she's not the one for me.
She might be cool, but she's not the one.
She might be cool, but she's not the one for me in this position. To be in my life. You know what I mean? Because that one for me is going to naturally already have those qualities that I'm looking for.
Right. Right.
Those characteristics, those actions. She's just going to already have it. And then I'm like, okay, she might be the one for me.
Right.
And that's what I mean by when I say, is she the one for me? Because I know what me needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so is she the one for me? She might be the one. She might be the perfect woman. She's great. She's, a great woman, great energy, all of that. But she might not be the one for me based off of my past, where I'm currently at mentally. She might not be the one for me. You see what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean she's not a good woman. That doesn't mean she wouldn't make a great wife or a great mother. And it doesn't mean any of that. It just means she simply just isn't the one for me and what I need. Or what I believe I need.
We have to be able to take care of each other mentally when we in a relationship. Because if not, it's just going to go south real quick. Do you agree?
I do. I think, but see, it can, and then the blame game comes out. The blame game. That's what happens. It's like when we're not able to recognize our own personal mental issues, the first thing we want to do is start looking at all the issues in the other person.
And I said that too, because I blamed.
We all do. We all do. We all do.
It's only natural.
Because it's easier to do it that way. It's easier to see somebody else's flaws. It's so much harder to recognize your own. And that's why I said you have to spend time with yourself. Like a lot of people, they jump from relationship to relationship. They're in one relationship, jump into another relationship, in that one, jump right into another one.
Yeah.
And it's a continuous cycle.
Yeah.
Why? Maybe they don't want to be alone. Maybe they're afraid of being alone. Because you know what happens when you're alone? You have to
You have
assess
to think.
yourself.
Yep.
You
Yep.
have to you have to find out, you have to actually see that there's a common denominator in all those relationships. And it's that
Right.
denominator that you're not even trying to face.
Mm. Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, hey, yeah, it's easier to say,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, he was this. Oh, yeah, he was this. All
Right.
men are this. All men are that. It's easier to do that. And you could,
Yeah.
that way you could keep that fantasy of yourself going,
Yeah.
that
But
everything's okay
even in
when it's really not.
friendships and with your teens, oh man, it's so important to recognize if they've got something going on, because even though it's not a connection relationship, you still have a connection with your friends,
Mm,
and if they down, they may need somebody to talk to.
right.
Because we never know what they're going through or anybody's going through in their daily lives unless we talk to them about it or unless they want to talk about it. So recognizing friendships that have something going on. I mean, just me, I would be like, are you okay? Is there anything you need to talk about? Like,
Right,
be
right, right,
persistent
right.
with them. And even my best friend in Kentucky, she knows me. Like, we don't talk on the phone every day. And that's why I love her so much, because we don't talk on the phone every day, but she knows me so well that she knows if I go ghost on her for like 2 months, she's calling me like, what do we need to talk about? What's wrong? And I'll be like, dang. Dang, okay, and I get it out that way. So you gotta know that person and you gotta wanna help that person get through whatever it is that they may be going through. Cause it may be something in their current relationship that they can't talk to nobody else about it, or their partner's not taking care of as far as communicating to help them get through with it. You agree, Uni?
I do agree. I do agree. I
Yeah.
do. And I know with men, it tends to be a bit hard to really open up. Like me and my brother, we could talk. I could talk to my brother. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could talk to my father,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, but even with them two that I can actually really open up with and talk to,
Mm-hmm.
there's still things that I feel I need to fix or correct myself. I have to talk to myself,
Yeah.
and I think that's something that a lot of us we miss out on. Like you can talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Like you really can. Um
Absolutely.
and
Self-awareness.
if you haven't practiced it, if you haven't tried it, just try it.
Right.
I like I said in one of my personal vlogs, like in the morning when I get up and I look in that mirror, that's time that I'm spending with myself. You know, a lot of us we have we have big families. We might not have the ability to have time to ourselves. And so it might create you know, you might miss out on being able to do that. But just simply going into the restroom, looking yourself in
Mm-hmm.
the mirror, and just talking to yourself if you need a visual. I,
Right.
at this point, don't need a visual, but I like looking at myself because I love myself. And I talk to myself. I ask myself questions. I ask questions that I guess I would want somebody else to ask me. Like,
Mm.
how are you feeling this morning?
Right.
You know what I mean? How do
Yeah.
you feel? Are you okay? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
and so, spend some time with yourself. Don't be so quick to bring somebody else into your life.
Right. Absolutely.
You
And
know?
with that, also, I know we didn't touch on it too much, but teens, talk to your teens,
Mm,
right? Because you never know what is going on in their mind, and especially with today's society, it's all about looks. It's all about how you dress, right? And
mm,
it's so many things that a teen could be going through mentally up here, and we don't know about because they may walk around like everything's okay. And it's been so many, I've seen on so many social media posts where teens have took their own lives because they were going through something and they left notes saying what they was going through, but they just didn't know how to talk about it,
mm.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's just really
Yeah.
sad. And my heart breaks for families like that go through things like that. And that's why it's important to be involved with your teen. Or if they don't even have a parent figure, get involved with them. Treat
Yeah.
them like they your own. And it really helps them out. I used to be a school bus driver, and I witnessed so many kids that just didn't have anybody, and I became that mother figure.
Mm. Wait, not to cut you off, but you used to be a school bus driver?
I did. I
Shit. I
did,
wish I had a school
okay.
bus driver like that.
Baby,
What?
in my
Hey,
20s.
you talking about somebody who wouldn't be showing up to school. I'll be in the back hiding behind one of the seats. Like, I'm
You
staying
so
with the
goofy,
driver.
Uni. You so goofy.
You ain't dropping
No,
me off.
no, shut up.
You taking me
No,
home.
but seriously, y'all, like, but seriously, y'all,
Yeah.
talk to your teens. Get to know what's wrong with them, even if it's taking them, hey, let's go shopping or let's go watch a movie. Find some kind of connection with them because they may just open up to you about something that you never knew they was going through.
Yeah.
Never knew.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
knew.
That's exactly right.
And
That's
it
exactly
and
right.
in some upcoming episodes, we've got we're gonna talk about all of that. But I did just want to pinpoint that because a teen's mental health is very important versus, I mean, everybody's mental health is important, but a
Most
teen
definitely. Oh
definitely
yeah.
needs you.
If you have teens, talk to them. If you
Hmm.
if you haven't established the type of communication with your teens where y'all can really talk about things, go ahead and start establishing that now. It's
It's
never too
gonna help.
late. It's never
Yep.
too late. It's never too late. And that's one thing I commend you on, the relationship you have with your children.
Thank you.
Even though they're, of age, they're out of their teens at this point.
Hmm.
But you the relationship y'all have is it's just it's unheard of, the way how close y'all are, the way y'all talk. Like, it's, man, if every parent had the type of communication and the type of relationship that you have with your children, if every parent had that, my God, society would be it would be just a totally, totally great place to be in.
And that's
You
because I
know?
think that, in the, like when I was mentioning before, when I was in that depression, man, they was like, mama. Basically, come on out of this because
Hmm.
we can't do that. We need you.
Right.
And we need you. So, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with mental health issues. God bless anybody who's going through mental health issues right now. I hope you find help and hope you can get out of it.
Yeah, for
Check on
sure.
your friends. Check on your friends. Check on your kids. Just make sure that you're giving them the love and the support that they need.
Right. And just to piggyback off that, if you're watching this and you feel like you could possibly have an issue, like an issue that you need help with,
Mhm.
um, if there's anybody in your life that you trust, anybody in your life that you can talk to them, open up. Even if it's something that you're not comfortable doing, just let it be known. Speak it out loud. Even if you're just talking to yourself, you're not even talking to anybody else. If you're one of those type of people that keeps that bottled up, you keep it in to yourself, just speak it out loud. Try to acknowledge it. Try to find out why you feel the way you feel. For every action, there's a reaction. Maybe something happened in the past that's caused this reaction in you. Yep. Maybe something's happening right now that's causing this reaction in you, that has you feeling the way you feel. When you wake up in the morning, if you don't feel at peace, if you're not happy, there's a reason for that. Mm-hmm. If you get to the reason behind your unhappiness, if you get to that reason, you can change that issue.
Right.
If it's an issue. Because unfortunately, some people get so comfortable with being unhappy and being miserable that they don't want anything else. They want to just sit there in their unhappiness, in their misery. And then they love it to the point where they want other people to be miserable and unhappy. Mm-hmm. That's a mental health issue.
Yep, it is.
If you're one of those people, that's a mental health issue.
Yeah.
And we just hope that, this particular episode, I guess, shines a light, a little small light on mental health when it comes to relationships, because I personally believe mental health is the reason relationships work or don't work. Exactly. When it comes down to it, how is your mental health?
Yep.
And what is it doing to the relationship?
Correct.
Start off with yourself first before you start blaming the other person. Mm-hmm. Sometimes a person acts a certain way in a relationship because of your actions.
That's correct.
That man might go out and cheat on you. And I'm not saying it's right that he did it, but he might go out there and cheat on you simply because he's not being fulfilled in his household.
And vice versa. Women
and vice versa.
They're not any different.
Of course, it's vice versa. The woman will go out and cheat on you because she's not being fulfilled in the household. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that is right. I'm not saying that is wrong. What I'm saying is, for every action, there's a reaction.
You got to take care of each other mentally. Man, it's just so important. Just make sure that person is taken care of. Point blank, period. It don't mean just go out and do everything for that person, but check on they feelings. Check on, are you cool today? Are you okay? Is there something that you need to talk about?
Let them know that you care.
Yeah, that's a big step. Like, if they see that and that you willing to come to them, like, and really check on them to make sure they are okay, man, it's gonna go somewhere. It's gonna go somewhere.
If it's meant to, it will.
Yeah. Yeah, it really will.
Most definitely.
But check on everybody. Check on your friends. Definitely check on your teens, your adult children. Make sure they're okay. Check your own mental health so everybody can just be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We want all of y'all to be okay. And of course, we can't reach out to everybody, but me and Keish are the type of people that actually do care about people we don't know. You know why? Because we're all, and I told her to cut her phone off before this happened, but y'all hear her phone. Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus because it's the second time.
Well, okay. It's my alarm.
So, but yeah, just know that we're here, and we do actually care. Like, there's people in this world that care about people that they don't know. And me and Keish are two of those people. And there's a lot of people out there. So if you feel like you don't have anybody, if you feel like there's nobody you could talk to, if you feel like any of that,
even if you feel like you embarrassed to talk about it to your friends, like, we'll listen. Like, we'll listen. We'll try to help you whatever way we can.
Yeah. And then if we can't, we can help you find somebody who can.
Absolutely.
So don't feel like there's nobody out there. there's somebody out there.
Right.
And hopefully this episode is to let all of you know that, hey, there's people out here that care about other people's mental health, about other people's feelings, about their peace, about their happiness, you know.
Yeah.
And that's just pretty much what it is, man. That's what it is.
And Uni, I just want to say thank you for talking and opening up about, you know, some of the things that you went through when you were younger, and helping people understand that they have to bring self-awareness to themselves. So I appreciate that, and thank you.
Yeah, and I actually appreciate you. I know you had I know you opened up there, and a few tears dropped, but people need to know that you're sincere about what you're saying. And you showed that today. You showed that on this podcast. And I appreciate you for that, and we're just going to continue to appreciate each other.
And I don't know if we said it before, but if you wanted to reach out to us, on this podcast, you definitely can leave a comment. If you wanted to reach out to either one of us, I know our @ is right above us.
Yeah, right above us.
Lakey Nicole, LAKEYNICHOLE on all platforms. So,
and yeah, mine is Uni the God, UNIDAGOD on all platforms. And of course, you can contact us at Talk to Me Truthfully on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and what am I missing? YouTube, right?
Yeah, YouTube.
Is that all of them?
That's all of them.
Yeah.
For the moment.
So, hey, my peoples, that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Make sure you share this. If it's didn't necessarily touch you in any kind of way, then make sure you share it with somebody who may be going through something, or, that just may need to hear some positive words or anything. So share it, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. And, we're here.
We are here. We are here. And we love you. We're going to continue to do this, not just for our well-being, being able to speak and get things off our chest event, but for y'all's as well. Like, we want y'all to know, or give y'all an example for those who don't have it, of how two individuals can talk and open up and speak about hard topics.
Correct.
And be there for one another. That's how we should be. That's how society should be. That's how we should be with strangers. If you see that they're going through something, it's okay to help somebody you don't know. It's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes some people just need a hello in the morning.
Some people maybe just even need a smile. A smile. Because Uni gives them out daily.
Yeah, I do. I'm giving it
free
out now.
Free smiles for everybody from
Free
Uni.
smiles for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to pay for none of these smiles.
And I know we at the end of our podcast, but I just want to say that you are more than welcome to comment, but please be respectful in the comments.
Yes, please be respectful. We got some haters out there. And
we got some trolls.
It's crazy. We got some trolls. I'm like, we're not doing nothing but, positive stuff on here. We're not talking about nobody. We're not doing none of that. But it's just, you got people they're just miserable in their own
And that
minds.
goes to say, too, what if somebody's going through something and they don't show it, but then you that person that just gives them that last little push, and that could be the end for them. Don't do that to people. Don't do that to people. Like, you never know what people are going through. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Don't judge a book by its cover, because I can smile in your face one day and the next day I couldn't be here. You know what I mean? Because I might be going through something that extreme.
Right.
Think about it before you do it.
And karma is real, people.
Yes, it's very real.
Karma is real. And So that's it for us today. Keish, you got any last words? You got anything else you want to say?
I just want to say thanks to everybody who actually really, who really is here for us and, the content. And I just say thank you. We do love you. And thanks so much for watching today.
Yeah, and I want to say the same thing. Special shout out to all of y'all who are truly, with us. Y'all see that we're small. It's a small podcast. We don't even have 100 subscribers yet at this point. But the feedback that we're getting, the love that we're getting from y'all is not only welcomed, but it's appreciated. And it keeps us excited about this entire process. This is new
Absolutely.
for us, and we want to continue to get better as we go. If you have any ideas about the podcast, about topics that you may want us to talk about, please let us know. Reach out to us. Let us know.
Do we have that
And
email up yet, Uni? The Talk to Me
yeah, we
Truthfully?
actually
Okay.
do have an email. Maybe I can find a way to bring it up on the screen.
You want to tell them what it
in the
is?
next
That way we
episode.
can
Yeah. The email is talk to me truthfully inquiries @gmail.com. So it's spelled the same way, TALK, the number 2, METRUTHFULLY, inquiries, INQUIRIES, @gmail.com. Talk to me truthfully inquiries @gmail.com. You can reach us directly via email. We will respond. That email is specifically for the public and anybody who wants to reach out to us for any reason at all. It doesn't matter what it is. Reach out.
and we will respond. Either
we
both
will
of
respond. Yeah. One of us is going to respond, if not both, because that's happened before. Like, oh yeah, I responded to that too. You too? Oh, okay. Yeah, we both on it.
Right. But that's our time. Thanks so much for joining us.
That's our time for today. Hey, we love y'all. Peace out.